Hello and welcome to Restore 2023. In our reading today, we have come to the book of Esther. We've got 10 chapters that, as the ESV Study Bible puts them, we have a narrative of ingredients that people through the ages have most loved in a story. We've got a beautiful and a courageous heroine. We've got romantic love, a dire threat to good characters, an evil villain, satire, suspense, irony, description of exotic places, the reversal of action suddenly, poetic justice, and a happy ending. The narrator seems to be taking note what happens in the depth of the Persian royal palace, as well as in the depth of people's thoughts and private conversations of individuals. And again, it's written from a Jewish perspective who is living in a diaspora. They're not in the land where God wants them to be, but also it looks what at the theme of what the salvation looks like for people of God and their story. The book of Esther is about this Jewish young girl that becomes a queen in Persia. Esther is also about the origins of one of the main Jewish festivals called Purim, the annual celebration that about salvation from fools and enemies. There is no mention of God in the story, but it doesn't mean that he's not there. It seems that his hand is at work, and the way that he intervenes provides is through most unlikely means and situations and people. Now, chapter 1 sets the tone for the rest of the book, and it focuses on this display, this show off of power, luxury, indulgence of King Ahasuerus and demands of his public honor. And once this honor of the king is challenged, although these so-called wise people may be involved, the heavy hand is in action to remove any kinds of shame, threats to the empire. This is applied to the nearest and the dearest, and it does not exclude even Queen Vashti, who is dethroned because she rejects the drunk king's demands to show her beauty before other people so they can look at her. So the commentator puts it this way: the Persian court is not a safe place. It's a place of power and intrigue, a place with unstable relationships and fragile egos, a place with unresolved crises. Vashti must be replaced by a better queen, one who must be beautiful but also diplomatic. 3 or 4 years pass between chapters 1 and 2, and this is the time when the king is involved with fighting the Greeks. But now the time has come to find another queen for him. And here we're introduced to Hadassah, an orphaned young Jewish lady who was looked after and fathered by her cousin Mordecai. He's a persevering Jew with a royal lineage and a place in the Persian courts. He's a loyal servant of the king, and we're going to see this throughout chapter 2. And many girls were, including Esther, would enter this competition that brought to the citadel of Susa, and among thousands, Esther is chosen. And then because of this, the king holds a big banquet. For the king, this is an opportunity to celebrate a new love and return to the way things were before the trouble began. A big banquet and a beautiful queen. And as we approach the end of the second chapter, we are introduced to an incident that proved Mordecai's loyalty to the king Ahasuerus. This is noted by the narrator. This is recorded officially in the book of the Chronicles, but not publicly acknowledged by the king. But perhaps this will come handy when we come to chapter 6. Mordecai saves the life of the king by working through Esther to scramble a plot against him. Join us tomorrow as we read chapters 3 and 4.